And welcome to CTN's Game of the Week. We're coming to you from Hallway Field, and I am Kevin Bryant with tonight's lacrosse match between the Pioneers, 7-3 Pioneers, and the 1-5 River Rats. Well, we had these two teams as they're meeting at center field for the coin toss a couple weeks ago on CTN Sports Game of the Week, and the Pioneers really did a great job of getting the face-offs and the draws in that first period, and actually ran out to a 10-1 lead in the first period on their way to a 19-1 win over their crosstown rival. Well, now the teams have dispersed from the center circle. We're almost ready for the draw. Looks like we have encircled there for the River Rats Alec Durbin, the midfielder, and he's going against one of the seniors for the Pioneers, and that looks like it's going to be number 27, Matt Iyer. And Iyer, that's exactly what he was doing in the first match. Quickly off of the draw, there's a shot off the pass from Iyer, and number 8 will get credit to Marion Porter. Will be, man, did not have to wait long for the Pioneers to get on the match. Porter, the senior midfielder, gets the goal from the pass from Matt Iyer. And that is a just carbon copy of the entire match that the River Rats were facing the first time they played these Pioneers. Pioneer coming off last night, 21-5 win over another league opponent, Bedford. And that was on a grass field, folks, so you definitely know here on their home field they're probably going to be a little bit quicker. And the draw this time is controlled by the River Rats. Dislodged there from the ball was Miles Young as he was attempting to take it into his own end. Now back up field goes the Pioneers. Oyer again taking it in. Now he's dropping it off over to Whites. Zachary Whites there. Noah Gago, another senior here on senior night for the Pioneers. Just saw all of the seniors come out to midfield and pass over some nice bouquet of flowers to the parents. There's Whites now out top to Oyer. Now, a lot of the shots that they scored on the netminder, Sayer, for the River Rats came from the backside. And if they come in from the attack, that's exactly what Coach Minder doesn't want to see. Actually, Coach, I should say Miller, for the Pioneers. He wants to see more shots that are skidding off of the turf, and some of those, those ones that go right down towards the foot, ankle area, and not towards that hip, torso area. Easier save. It's going to be like popcorn for a goalie if you're shooting like that all night. Now the River Rats take possession into their own end. A little bit more patient. First game we had with these two teams, the Rats were really stymied before the game started. They only had 12 players suited up for the match. And that, of course, is not conducive to a win when you're playing with 10 people on the playing surface. Thus, after, I believe it was Matt Dubin going out with the injury, that really hurt the Rats' chances for a victory. Now back up field comes the Pioneers with this first period lead at the 9:50 mark. We'll play 4 periods of 12 minutes each with the break in between the second and third period. Now again, this is the angle where the Pioneers had a lot of success once they dump it into one of their attackers, and here comes the center coming in with the bull rush, really. Oh, it's a great pass there by Oyer. Oyer getting a lot of assists on the night here. And that was going to be by Gerald Ear Davis. Gerald Ear Davis with the second goal on the night. I mean, he's one of the guys that some of the folks on the sideline were pointing out to me earlier that could potentially be one of the players of the game. And let's take a quick look at that goal. First, that nice pass after the bull rush attack and going right upstairs. Peanut butter. Top shelf, baby. So the Pioneers take a quick 2-0 lead. And again, you know, the River Rats cannot dig themselves a hole. They were down 9-0 before they were able to get on the scoreboard in the first match this year against the Pioneers. There's Dubin with the possession. And over to Durbin. Another senior on this team. The main attacks, this only successful attack in the first match was kind of on again a bull rush from one of the attackers and kind of caught the Pioneer netminder off guard, Grabowski, in the net for the Pioneers tonight. So deliberate attack here from the River Rats, and they keep going in and out of the zone to reset their shot clock. Every time they go over that 30 line, they'll get a new chance. And there's a shot, and that's just what I was speaking about. That first shot that Sayer finally gets his block in there. I'm sorry, not Sayer. Grabowski for the Pioneers on the block there. But the shot was a quality shot from the River Rats on the attack out on top of the point and trying to bounce and skip the shot in through the legs. Maybe a little 5-0 shot there. So the River Rats gaining possession is a positive sign when you look back at their first match. There's a grandma goal on the side of the net. Pioneers sprinted upfield. That's one of their long stickmen. Taking some contact. No harm, no foul though, right? And unleashing a shot. That's coast to coast for you, baby. And Jack Zender. All these seniors for the Pioneers trying to get on the board early. Zender takes it up far side, and again another Zender will only keep the stick in his right hand. He never possesses the crossover in his left hand, and then he will take all this contact, still wind up and unleash a howitzer right at the feet of Sawyer, and Sayer gives up the third goal of the night as the Pioneers take the 3-0 lead. So again, the River Rats on the draw. That's their second win on the draw, and that's something they're really going to have to focus on as far as gaining possession and putting pressure on the netminder, Grabowski. This River Rats squad now, after they've disbanded their JV squad, they've moved up all of the folks that they saw fit, and it's really increased their looks like overall play as well too, with these younger guys up on the varsity squad now. So that shot goes out of bounds. Possession will go back to the River Rats. They'll trigger it from behind the net. It looks like there was a foul there on the Pioneers. They'll check from the backside, and Huron will trigger it. Take a quick look at that. And there's the Pioneers again. They're doing some great job as far as checking. Look like Chase Robinson coming in for the River Rats. Grabowski now unleashes the attack for the Pioneers. And now the Pioneers with possession. And they scored a lot of goals coming from the left side of the netminder. On this side, when they come in from the rear, they've been unleashing a lot of shots. And obvious foul there. And that call, it looks like it's going to go against another one of the youngsters for Huron, 14. Actually, that's Ethan Zylik. Oh, Zylik, nope. Actually 39 on the foul there, and you can see as he walks over to the scorer's table, and he's going to have to take a seat right underneath, taking a knee there. So now the River Rats, they were able to kill a couple penalties in the first period against this Pioneer squad in their first match, are now back at the man advantage. So the Rats have packed their zone deep. Sayer. That ball in and out of Zinder's net. Could not control it, and possession will go to the Rats. Durbin with it behind the net for the River Rats, and he takes off upfield, has a lot of room in front of him. And now Huron will have basically a man advantage inside, but that shot is deflected. It's good deflection there by Andrew Mills on the defense for the Pioneers. And now the Pioneers trigger it. Jack Mailing, he passes it down. Here's a rush onto the net. Had a shot is blocked there. Good save there by Sayer, his second on the evening. And he's looking for someone to find. And Sayer, let's take a quick look at that save, right on the doorstep, really. And again, that shot has to be a little bit more patiently shot down, maybe lower, because he's going up top, and that's where Sayer was mirroring the cross of the Pioneer player. There's a wicked shot, and that is going to be Nate Uhas, junior midi. And looks like Reed is going to get credited with the assist. So the Pioneers will take a, I guess, 4-0 lead, and that's a big shot there. Woo. Now, when I was talking about going down low, that is a shot that is a toe tapper. Very difficult to defend. So now in the circle will be Zane Jones for the Pioneers on the draw. Jones, a junior, going against Dubin for the Rats. Rats will not actually gain possession. It's now the Pioneers. Davis. There's Jones with it up top now. Both teams back at full strength. That last goal wasn't a power play goal. It was at full strength after the penalty expired. Kind of a deliberate attack here from the Pioneers. There's a shot that skips away off of Zinder's. Now we're back live here, and that's Jack Reed. Now the Pioneers up wide. Huron taking a lot of good contact. Some sick passes there. Both guys finding some nets, but the shot just a little too high there off of Gerald Davis. Good passing, crisp passing really here for the Pioneers. And now, oh, that was a takedown. And we're going to get a major foul here. It looks like it's going to be on 39 or Miles Young. I'm not sure. 39 is, he takes a look from Coach John Mender. Kind of gives a I don't know look. And you see Terry Collins down there talking to him. Let's take a look and see. I'll use your opinion, folks. That's kind of more of a headlock. That's illegal in at least 49 states. And there we go with another goal from Jack Zinder. His second on the night. At 2:39 here in the first period. And Zinder, that's about from 15 yards out. You can see him really wind up on this shot, and he's putting everything into it. Man, it might be an extra hole in that net. Sayer could not see that thing coming at him. It had some steam on it. Yeah. Senior night, baby. Everybody getting on the stat sheet if you're a senior. And Zinder, the senior midi. Now Matt Oyer back in the draw for the Pioneers, and that's why you put him on there, because each time he's on the draw, he seems to come away with the possession of the ball. Right back at the net. And that's going to be a goal. And Zachary Whites.
Minor goal scored by number 13, Zach Waite. Assisted by number 2,
Zach Waite. And it's a kind of a great pass there, because drawing in all of the defenders. And Waite's just couldn't wait to get that ball out of his stick, right? And now back on the draw for the Pioneers as they take a commanding lead here. 6-0 with 2:25 remaining in the first period here on CTN Sports Game of the Week. Now Huron controls possession momentarily. Pioneer does a good job of taking them off the stick. Now handling it inside at pass. I love it when the ball hits the ground, that turf. Everybody's trying to rake it away and take possession. Pioneers come away with it. A lot of high sticking, no calls there. Gago now. Ian Reed. A little pitch and catch as the Pioneers make a quick substitution to their defense line. As we approach 90 seconds remaining here in this first period. Huron's goalkeeper has been able to save 2 of the shots, but these Pioneers are just peppering the net from all types of angles. And it looks like we're going to have a minor penalty on the River Rats. As the attack came in, the ball was dislodged from the player. Action back live now. Reed coming in. He scored 2 goals from that exact same angle. That's a great job of netting that ball from Jones. These two teams familiar with one another. Huron's definitely seen the offensive sets out of the Pioneers. There's some heavy contact by Foster, and we'll get a penalty on Foster, I believe. Looks like it'll be number 4, Andrew Foster, on the penalty. He's taking his time.
Pioneer penalty, 30 seconds for push with possession.
And I actually hear the call was a push of possession. You can Google me on that one, or maybe send me a tweet, because push with possession, I think that's what you should do, trying to dislodge the offensive player from the ball. Now here we go live with Huron with possession. 45 seconds here in the first period. Rats on the man advantage. Pioneers has their 2-3 zone in front of Grabowski. Collapsed. Huron hasn't made an attack effort yet. There's a great shot and a great save there going down low. Grabowski netting that right on his cross. Final 10 seconds now. Pioneers still have time for another shot. And there's a shot. Was that off the post? They didn't call. I don't see hands in the air. And there, now we get some hands in the air. And that will be a goal.
Pioneer goal scorer number 14.
Coming in, Jack Mealing. There he is right there. Junior defenseman takes the ball all the way up and takes some contact when the final waning moments. And there, that was a strong shot, because you saw, looks like Robinson was trying to chop that shot, and just right off of the Wesley pipes into the net for the Pioneer goal, as they lead 7-0 here with only 1 second remaining in our first period. And that will do it. So we will take a quick break here as the Pioneers dominate the first quarter in our men's lacrosse CTN game of the week. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back.
2017 lacrosse program. Exchange Capital Management, Sweetwater Coffee and Tea, Drapes, Meadowmans.
Catch up on FYI and other CTN programs at a2gov.org/watchctn.
Follow CTN Ann Arbor on Facebook. Just open up Facebook, hit like to stay up to date on workshops, our program schedule, and behind-the-scene photos. Find us at CTN Ann Arbor.
And welcome back to CTN Sports Game of the Week. We're here at Hallway Field between the Pioneers and the River Rats. And the Pioneers truly own that first period, walking away with the 7-0 lead. And going in on the draw now. And it's Matt Oyer against Matt Dubin in the center circle. Gain will be possession to the Pioneers on that false start. Pioneers are very deliberate in their attack in that first period and not rushing their offense. Doing a good job of setting up, and now they're doing some different types of plays, cycling in players outside their offensive defensive end. And you can see Reed coming in from the backside. Try to behind the back shot there, just a bit high. I like his thought process though. You can see how Reed comes in, and he initially, we have a goal just like that in that first match, but he just pirouettes and turns and unleashes a howitzer just a little bit too high. And now back to live action. Pioneers still with possession here in the opening moments of the second period. Now that's a collision. That's a collision. And not sure why there's a big call there. It looked like it was a clean hit, so we want to really take a quick look at this one. And you determine again, folks, it looked like the offensive player had an opportunity to gain possession, and Davis kind of had some words there for 39 from the Riverettes. That was, I'm not sure about that one, and it looks like an unnecessary penalty, unsportsmanlike penalty. And the illegal body check is the call from our PA announcer. Ouch. That will leave a bruise. So back, the Huron team, a little puzzled, trailing by 7 goals. Coach John Minder definitely wants more aggressive play out of his team. Within the rules, of course, but that hit, for my money, was pretty clean. So now the Pioneers here on the power play as they work their offense, cycling in. There's a great shot upstairs, top shelf, peanut butter. Nice. Second goal, actually third goal of the match for Jack Zender. And Zender comes through after the first person comes through, and Oyer did not go with the first man, and he sees Zender, who's had a hot stick all evening, and he goes right back upstairs, top shelf goal. Pioneers lead 8-0. It really all begins for the Pioneers right here on the draw. They gain possession. Now there's a nifty way of gaining possession. A little behind the legs type of pass. Yuha's out point. Here's the shot. And Foster will get that goal. And that was just perfect angle. And let's see if we can see this one from this angle, because, playing out top, Yuhas goes right over to Foster, and Foster had a perfect view of the open net. And let's take a quick look at that goal, because it was a great angle. I know our cameraman had a good shot at that one. You can see Reed here, and then Oyer again on the assist. Now I think that was the one before. So again, we'll try to catch up with that last goal as we go back to live action. This draw again is controlled by the Pioneers. When have I said that? This time the centering pass cannot get through all the big sticks of the River Rats. There's some good defense. Man, who's 34 for the Rats? Dawson Hartman. Wow. He's unleashing a lot of vicious pain with that cross. And now the Rats with it live as they meander up the field. Now we went back. This is that goal that we were just talking about. Now watch this angle from Foster. He gets it, and I mean, I can shoot this one in from right up top, and he goes down in between the 5-hole. Sayer is just having a tough time locating that ball from up top. Now back to live as the Pioneers again on the attack, and a goal by Gerald Ear Davis.
Gerald Ear Davis, assisted by number 7, Jack Reed.
Reed again on the assist. I believe that's his 3rd assist on the evening. Really racking up the assists between Ear and Reed. And boy, I mean, I wouldn't want to get in front of that one there. I mean, that was kind of like a Tasmanian devil winding up and then unleashing the hay. Gerald Ear Davis on his 2nd goal of the evening. And now we're at 10-0 for the Pioneers. If you can't rake it, kick it. Rat still trying to scoop this ball up, gain possession. It's a good job there. Durbin now. After all that effort, the turf monster comes up and takes a chunk out of Durbin. And Mills on the shot there. Looks like he was anxiously trying to get his name on the stat book. Pioneers will still gain possession. A little deke there by Reed. Huron not buying it. Now Reed goes on the doorstep and drops it right over the shoulder of Sayer.
Pioneer goal scorer by number 7, Jack Reed.
Reed's 1st goal on the night. He's been assisting to 3 assists on several of the goals, but Reed, our player of the game earlier when we had these two teams. But this is a nice angle, nice and low. You can see what Reed is seeing. And Sayer, I mean, I tell you, he's having a problem locating that ball, the senior netminder for the River Rats. And again, right on the doorstep, that shot over the top as the Pioneers go up 11-0. Now on the draw for the Pioneers is Jones. Miles Young now with it for the River Rats. River Rats have several players on their squad that played on this field earlier in the fall, actually, on the River Rats football team. Miles Young, Chase Robinson. This will really go a long way for the confidence of the Rats if they can unleash a couple quality shots on the net. Grabowski has had several saves. None here, though, in the 2nd period. So we're at the 7:40 mark here in the 2nd period as the Pioneers totally own this match. There's a turnover. Unable to clear it, though, for the Pioneers was number 6. Solowide. So the River Rats now gain possession, getting scoring opportunity here on their offensive end. Sailing some of their passes, and that's a difference if you look at the way that the Pioneers, and there we go. There's a goal. Patrick Tibbetts finding the back of the net for the River Rats.
Goal scored by number 10, Patrick Tibbetts.
Tibbetts coming in. Right here where he gains possession. Keeps the ball high, all in one motion. Goes right down low and swings it in the net. And here comes the Rats. Don't look now. 11-1. The sport doesn't have any two-pointers, so you have to start one at a time. Again, the right off of the draw. Huge shot there off of the stick of Matt Oyer. Huron, actually Pioneer will still have possession. And Gago triggers it. He's over to Hawley. I believe that is Coach Jerry Hawley's kid, baseball coach for the Pioneers in his final year of coaching. And the Pioneers, again, they shuffle in their offense and their defense and their middies. Here's another wicked shot from Jack Zender. Zender uses all of his body weight on these shots. I mean, he whips it. Kids, this is how you whip it. Now, you want to find the net when you whip it, but that's how you whip it. Pioneers again on the attack. Centering pass. Bit wide this time. Uhas can't track it down, and the Rats will take possession. Durbin now triggers it for the Rats. Over to Hartman. We saw Hartman earlier. One of those long stickers just popping away at the Pioneers. Boy, Ethan Sayer. Now, he got into trouble in the first period in the first game. He did not unleash the ball in time, and he's actually going to get a misconduct penalty, and the referee is waving him over to the bench. You can see right there on the bottom of our photo. At the end of that play, Ethan Sayer kind of just slammed the ball down. Unsportsmanlike call, I believe, coming up. And Huron will have to put someone else inside the net. You can see right here the whistle goes, and to his dismay, unfortunately, that's not the way you hand over the ball. So we have a penalty on the Rats, and actually he's back in the net, so we'll sort that out. Looks like Huron had an opportunity to place another person inside the box. And in the penalty box, it looks like it's going to be Chase Robinson serving out the penalty for Ethan Sayer. Sayer does a plunger job on the ball and just scoops it up. And this time, as opposed to taking it upfield, he just unleashes a pass really to no one. Just a kind of a yard sale pass, throwing it down there to see who's interested. It's a little contagious. Grabowski does the same thing, but the Pioneers gain possession. It's Mills with it. He turns. His pass is off. There's going to be another penalty. And this time another person is a high stick, it looks like it. It's going to be a cross check on number 14. Zylik here, and you're going to have to really, we're going to take a look. And we can see if we can go back here, and it's right there at the bottom of the screen. Good job, guys. Good job.
You're on penalty. 2 minutes for an illegal body check.
That's Phil Buzo, our replay director on that. So we have a timeout as the 4:55 on the clock. You see Coach Minder there, Coach Miller right there in the middle with the glasses on, giving his instructions. Yeah, little Michigan fans coming out on senior night supporting their Pioneers. A couple Huron fans in the stands as well too. You got to travel with a blanket if you have a kid involved in spring sports in Michigan, because you never know what the temperature is going to turn out to be. When this game started, we had probably a temperature in the mid-50s, and it's dropped a couple degrees since this match has gone on here. Pioneers have been dominating as they lead 11-1, and will come out with a man advantage after this stoppage of play. So a little frustration setting in for the River Rats the last couple moments. Several penalties coming against them. See the players getting ready. Zinder comes in late. And now the Pioneers trigger it. The man advantage. Oyer lost possession. And now the River Rats with it. Back upfield, sprinting is Miles Young. Showing some moves there. Huron still with the man in the penalty box, so they're still trying to clear some or cut some time off of that clock. You saw Young come in right over this offensive zone line, takes it back out. They have, I believe it's 20 seconds to go in and out of that zone line over the 30. There he goes again. There's a big contact, no penalty. As Young goes down hard. You see Miles Young coming in on the attack. A little bit of a Melanchi crunch there. Want to credit Kevin Nibbs, senior defenseman. It's senior night here at Hallway Field, and these seniors. Now back up the field comes the Pioneers. Reed on the attack. I like that one. Reed, he took a lot off of that shot and didn't want to go with his fastball. He threw the changeup. Now let's take a look at the changeup here, because he's kind of slows down after the deke. Somebody's looking for the shorts, and then right over the top of Sayer's head. Jack Reed for his second goal. Reed is racking up the points, similar to what he did yesterday in the 21-5 Pioneer win over Bedford. Where Reed had 5 goals and 6 assists. So now Pioneer again on the attack. It's a good defensive check there. Number 39 for the Rats. And Waite comes in, and we just missed that shot. We'll catch up with that one. Pioneer again. Still that penalty, a bugaboo for the Rats. And that's Uhas up top. Uhas with his second goal. Real burner from right at point. Kind of whips it right upstairs, top shelf.
Goal scorer by number 2, Nate Uhas. Assisted by number 27,
that's Chetta.
Matt Howard.
Nice shot there by Uhas. Second goal on the evening for Nate. So the Pioneers 13-1 with 3:20 remaining here in the second period of this match. The way things are going here, the Rats are really going to have to pick up the pace to get back in it. Again, the draw is controlled by the Pioneers. comes Zinder again. You're going to have to watch him. Phantom defender there on Gormley. Oh, 39 took that one right off of the shin. That's going to leave a mark. There's Zinder again. Hasn't really been attacking from this side. He usually goes over on the right side, unleashes the shot. It's a good hustle, and the ball's going to get awarded to the Riverets. Still trying to search out 39 for the Rats. He's been doing a good job being involved in a lot of action. This pass is going to get to the inline. Chase Robinson cannot, of course I'm going to say it, chase it down. Sorry, had to. And here comes the Pioneers. Just over 2 minutes remaining here in the second period. Pioneers doing a good job of keeping energy and freshness out here. They're not getting lulled into any sense of security, especially by Coach Miller and the bench for the Pioneers, continually barking in commands to this team. Here in the second period, they have the luxury of having their offense right in front of the bench. It's Aaron Davis. Wow. Whoa. Gerald Aaron Davis joins the 3-goal club.
Gerald Aaron Davis.
And he and Jack Zinder have almost half of the goals for the Pioneers. And Gerald Aaron Davis, I was told he'll keep that ball, his stick, and that right hand a lot, and he comes around and he shows you how to whip it. Yes, Sayer, I'd go down to my knees too, man. I'd give up. Maybe have to ask for some divine help on a shot like that from the point. Now it's Dubin facing off against Jones for the Pioneers. Huron unable to gather that. Scooping it up now is for the Pioneers. There's Leonard. This is going to get out of bounds with 1:15 on the clock. So the Riverets actually trigger it. That's Alex Durbin with it. And our mystery guy, 39, trying to clear it out. He's dislodged from possession of the ball. And now we have a little scrum going on. Meet me in the middle of the field. And the hot potatoes picked up by the Pioneers. Sprinting up the field. Goggle with it. No penalty on that shot.
One of you guys can go.
Big hit, actually. And Noah Goggle. He's setting up that spin move. You can see him. Errant pass will get back to the defense, and now the attackers for the Riverets. Only 24 seconds remaining as the Rats on the attack, losing his stick, and his whole cross was Patrick Tibbetts. And that shot just wide of the net. And now with only 5 seconds remaining, the Pioneers content with running out the clock. And that will do it for the first half as the Pioneers take a 14-1 lead into our break.
I'd like to recognize the platinum
We'll
sponsors.
gather our statistics and get ready for the second half and take a brief break and be right back here on CTN Sports. Don't go anywhere, folks.
MPC Medical Physics Consultants, Drake's Bettermix, Sweetwater Coffee and Tea, and Exchange Capital Management. The Pioneer Lacrosse program would not be able to survive without support of these fine businesses.
Pioneers first-year men's lacrosse coach Jim Miller and his staff take over a group with a solid foundation, so they're focusing on little tweaks and not major adjustments for this year's team.
I'm not throwing everything out the first season. You know, these guys they've had great coaches. They've got some great talent, a lot of skill. So I made sure that when I put my staff together that we were all of the same mind, that we weren't going to come in and change everything on day one. So we're doing a lot of the same things that they've done in the past to make it easier on the players. But yeah, I think as we go forward, there'll be little things here and there that we'll put our own little touch on. I think we're refining some of the things that they've done. I think we're taking a little bit of a slower approach on some things, a little bit more progressive, a lot more teaching to try to get a little bit more of a deep foundation for them to build on. And then, we got a really good group. I actually was very surprised at how much we accomplished already this season.
Having scheduled early season matches against top competition, Coach Miller has identified a few areas his team will need to focus on in order to improve for league play.
We played with Rockford and Catholic Central. I mean, they're top 10 teams. I mean, we started rough. So we know exactly where we stand. I mean, we've been measured. And good teams capitalize when you make mistakes. And that was really the tale of those two games is we made a bad decision, we were a little sloppy here or there, they take advantage of it. And so it definitely gave us a lot to work on at practice. Nothing that we saw was earth-shattering. These were spur of the moment decisions, go left instead of right type things. That are the things that we'll work on in practice to get better.
The strength of the Pioneers will be on their defensive side, led by 3 netminders and a talented group of long sticks. Their attackers are young but are getting better each day.
That is one of the strengths of this team is all 7 of our long poles are just phenomenally skilled. The goalie is phenomenal. We're blessed to have 3 of them in the program right now. All of them are very good. I think we've got an attack line that might rival pretty much any of them in the state. They're really, really skilled.
Birmingham Brother Rice type?
Okay.
Having experienced rivalries in his past, Coach Miller understands the importance for his team to come out on top with a victory over the River Rats.
Feels very similar. So I think Thursday will be an interesting test for us because I think there's will be a lot more emotion in that game than there has been in some of the other games. I watched these guys in their club leagues in the off season and things, and I could see that coming out when they played each other, even over at high velocities. So I'm excited for it. I think it's being on this campus is cool because it's a very active campus. I mean, as you see coming in here, you've got soccer and track and baseball and tennis and all these things happening on here. It's very active and very exciting to be. And the tradition here, there's a big legacy to live up to. And so that rivalry is just an exciting aspect of it.
I just wish there was some place I could watch my favorite local TV shows.
Whoa! Cool, where am I?
You are in a computer terminal.
Who said that?
I am the god of computers. I heard your wish and granted you access to my terminal.
Really? I've always wanted to be inside one of these things. So what's next?
Visit CTN's and the City of Ann Arbor's streaming and video on demand 82gov.org/watchCTN.
What do I do there?
Here you can watch city meetings, community produced programs, school board and education programming, and a whole lot more.
Yes! This is great!
The live streams include CTN's 4 channels: government, public, educational, and community. Just click the sidebar for the channel you prefer and click play.
I can watch 4 channels. Cool.
The video on demand option lists city meetings and CTN series in drop-down folders for a quick and easy viewing process. Programs are listed by dates or you can sort by title.
Are you kidding me? I wish I knew about this earlier.
Visit 82gov.org/watchCTN for CTN live streams and video on demand.
That's great. Now I can go tell my friends. Once I leave.
Goodbye.
Hello?
What is CTN?
CTN? Isn't that the commerce telemarketing neighborhood or something?
CTN is Ann Arbor's community television network. We have provided free television production workshops and services to residents and nonprofit organizations since 1973. We also provide free programming about our community on cable channels 16, 17, 18, and 19. So, if you have an event coming up, are part of a nonprofit, or you simply just want to get creative, come on by. For more information, visit us at www.a2gov.org/CTN.
And welcome back to the CTN Sports Game of the Week. I'm Kevin Bryant with our call of tonight's match between the Pioneers and the River Rats. Pioneers totally own that first period. A couple guys with some hatties. Gerald Ear Davis with 3 goals, as well as Jack Zender. A couple goals by Nate Uhas and Jack Reed, and then one by Andrew Foster, Jack Mealing, Porter, as well as Waite. And finding the net for the River Rats was Patrick Tibbetts. And back to live action as the Pioneers take possession of the ball. Looks like we have a lot of new numbers on the field for the Pioneers. Giving some rest to some of the upperclassmen is Coach Miller. Actually have a new goalkeeper for the Pioneers, Jonah Stanovic. He's a freshman. Number 42 for the Pioneers inside the pipes. And there we go. We just had ourselves a goal.
Pioneer goal scorer by number 4, Andrew Foster.
And number 4,
Number 2, Nate Uhas.
Foster. Andrew Foster on his second goal. And Uhas goes right back to Foster. And this is one from downtown. Skipping it right in front of Sayer. So that'll give the Pioneers the 15-1 lead in this match. Pioneers really dominated this whole conference, not dropping a game and looking like they're going to be motoring on to their 8th win of this season. While speaking with Coach Miller before the game, he was explaining that his team is at playoff peak. That's just where they're at. They've been playing some very good lacrosse these last 2 games in 2 days. A lot of these teams this season in Michigan have had games canceled and had to reschedule. So now you have guys playing teams or teams playing games in multiple days, consecutive days. Doesn't look like it's hurting this Pioneer bunch at all. And Goggle with it, trying to get his way inside. Noah Goggle isn't one of your larger players out there. He just kind of found a crease and kind of wedged his way in front of the net. That shot a bit high, though. Pioneers now. Again, it looks like a bunch of new players out there with Goggle. And a shot and a score there by Goggle. And Noah Goggle.
Pioneer goal scorer by number 10,
senior captain. And the senior captain, his attack from behind the net. And he just overpowered the Huron defender there, 39. And then he found a great angle. And a toe jam shot there going right down to the right ankle area of Ethan Sayer. First goal of the evening for Noah Goggle. And Jones and Durbin on the draw. It's controlled there by the Pioneers. Jones loses it. And there's our new netminder for the Pioneers. Freshman. Always good to get some game action for Jonah Stanovic in the net. And this is what he wants to see. Coach Miller would love to see his netminder, a freshman, playing in a varsity match against his cross-town rival. And now the Pioneers with it. Defenseman, Mealing. Gonna call that a dream shake. Kind of a keen Olajuwon. Let's see if this is a real true dream shake. Get your back to him. And, well, man, I'm not sure if Akeem Olajuwon's family isn't going to be looking for me after I laid that one on. Nevertheless, it is a 17-1 match. We got a running clock now. It's just over 7 minutes remaining. And our third period here on CTN Sports Game of the Week. Got a peek of the sun now shining in as the Pioneers dominate this match against the River Rats. It's been a couple of years since the Rats have been able to mount a winning match against this Pioneer bunch. It's Coach Miller's first time in this crosstown rivalry. Now the Pioneers, Uhas with it up top. And Jones on the attack. His shot is just a bit wide. There's Jack Reed, about 5 points on the night. Reed's coming out with a head of steam right to the doorstep. His shot's deflected, and there's a great save there by Ethan Sayer. Sayer went down and put his cross right on the ground. And Sayer now moves the ball up. And you can see that Sayer doesn't really have a strong command. It looks like he's limping as he was taking the ball out of the net. But it's going to be a turnover because Huron did not advance the ball fast enough into their offensive end. So just 5:15 remaining here in the third period. Pioneer again on the attack. Rats defense getting a overhaul of work tonight. Uhas eats it before he unleashes that shot. Taking some contact and then finding the back of the net is Tamarin Porter. Second goal for Porter.
Pioneer goal scorer number 8, Marion Porter.
You see Porter. You can see Porter behind the net there with possession. And he'll actually come from the other side of the net and take a lot of contact. Kind of ducked up underneath of the slash from Ethan Call of the Riverettes. Well, that'll be 18-1 now. Scoreboard just keeps ringing for these Pioneers. And Pioneer has really just owned possession of the ball this entire third period, not allowing the Rats to mount any type of momentum. Now the Pioneers trigger it from up top. There's Jones. A lot of their attacks tonight have been right on the doorstep of Sayre. 10 yards and in, a lot of the shots. And they're doing a good job of skipping the ball before it gets to the net, making stopping and saving a challenge. And just like that, Andrew Foster, he gets his hattie for the night, his third goal on the evening. At the 2:45 mark. And again, the Pioneers not really disguising their attack. They're just kind of overpowering the Riverettes right now by going through the teeth of the defense. And you can see several of the defensemen trying to give Sayre a view of the ball, but unfortunately he could not pick up the ball and stop it. You got Miles Young there for the Riverettes. Looks like he's going against Jones for the Pioneers. And Miles Young gets down, and he's kind of plunger, and he has that ball just cuffed into the ground there, and he's going to gain possession. Looks like his cross was on top. So now the Rats finally get into their own offensive end. Unfamiliar territory to these guys tonight. Young trying to scoop that ball up, unable to. Now motoring up the field comes Mills. Mills up. His pass is sent in. And it looks like Sayre is going to come away with possession for the Rats. It does look like he has a blown tire there. Unless he just runs a little funny. He seems to be a bit injured. And again, this is a strategy that with the injured goalkeeper, the Rats might want to think twice about deploying. So we're under 1 minute here in the third, down to 45 seconds remaining. Again, we're playing under a running clock with the Pioneers up by 10 goals. There's a high pass to Jones, who corrals it at the point. There's a great shot. That's one of the younger players for the Pioneers. Looks like that was Wilson Ayers.
Wilson Ayers, assisted by number 3, Dave Jones.
And you can see right from Jones, Ayers gets it, and he was content on putting it in. And again, you see right there on the doorstep, the defenseman for the Riverettes could not help out Sayre. So that will do it for our third period, with the Pioneers leading 20-1. We'll take a quick break and be right back here on CTN Sports.
Willing to lend their support to make our program go. These are the platinum sponsors for the 2017 Pioneer Lacrosse season.
In residential areas surrounding the University of Michigan, it's commonplace to see upholstered furniture on porches. So I'd like to talk to you about the dangers of combustibles on porches. To sustain a fire, you need 3 things. Fuel, anything combustible or flammable. Heat, an ignition source. And oxygen. For a fire to ignite and continue to burn, all 3 elements must be present. Porches do not have early warning devices like smoke detectors. And with a fuel source like old sofas, chairs, and trash storage, this is a recipe for danger. Heat will radiate to the upholstered furniture, causing a rapid buildup of heat and gases. Fire needs oxygen to burn, and it will travel toward the nearest oxygen source. Fire can spread quickly, blowing out windows and spreading into a house. With a ready supply of oxygen, fire is allowed to burn freely. As long as a free-burning fire has fuel, it will double in size every 45 seconds. This fire burned rapidly, but upholstered furniture outdoors is even more susceptible to fire due to weathering, giving it the potential to spread at an alarming rate. Heat and smoke will rise to the highest point and then begin to spread outward to the ceiling of a room or up the stairs to the second floor, causing a chimney effect.
At ceiling level, temperatures in a fire can reach up to 1400 degrees Fahrenheit. At this level, temperatures are around 800 degrees. That's why it's important to stay low. The first priority of the Ann Arbor Fire Department is the safety of all its citizens. So don't keep anything on the porch that can give a fire the fuel it needs to grow.
Battalion 2 to dispatch. Fire's under control. Everyone's out safe.
I wanna go running. But my stumpy arms are best suited for browsing a2gov.org/CTN. For real, check us out at a2gov.org/CTN. Okay, Bob, we got it.
And welcome back to CTN Sports Game of the Week. I'm Kevin Bryant here as the Pioneers take total command of this match as we head into the 4th and final period. Pioneers own possession of the ball the entire 3rd period, and they're right back at it here as we begin the 4th. And you can see somebody that is new into the net. A freshman for the River Rats is actually Omar El Shazliri. So both coaches pulling the goalkeepers, getting some of their younger players some game action. Here's a behind the back shot there off of number 17. Holly, Nixon Holly, trying to get fancy with it. Quick shot there. So now back in possession is the Pioneers. And let's take a look at Nixon. You see over the shoulder, behind the back. When you're up by 19 goals, that's what you can do with the running clock, and won't get your coach upset at all. Well, that's in the net, the wrong net, and that won't count. But Pioneer now with controlling is Tamarin Porter. He's had 2 goals on the evening. And the Rats can't swing that one away. And the big goalkeeper net. And I guess that is a strategy for Coach Minder's squad as the goalkeeper brings the ball up into play. We did see that this it's kind of backfired in the first match. And he can take it all the way to the net. He's going to have to get on his horse to get back into his own end, though. And now the Pioneers with it on the attack. Ball behind the net there. Pioneers deliberate on their attack. Good move there. Peter Gormley on that move and shot there from the Pioneers, number 11. You see Gormley going in. And shot just wide. It's a good shot. Save there for the Riverettes. El Hazley in the net. And El Hazley is a sophomore. Said he was a freshman. Got to correct myself there. And there's another save there. Good job there of kicking it away from the net. Looks like El Hazley is still feeling it on that right foot. He's trying not to put too much pressure on that right foot. You can see him putting that foot in the air and trying to flex the pain out. Pain, go away. Go back another day. Oh, there's a one-timer right on the doorstep. As another one of the youngsters for the Pioneers, Wilson Ayers. El Hazley there in the net, doing a good job so far. Sophomore coming in. Third save here in the fourth period. Only 7:25 on our game clock. We're running a running game clock for this entire second half. Now the Pioneers on the attack. Here's Jones. And you can see right here, this is a replay. We saw it if we can rewind that, and we can see where the ball goes right off of the right ankle area, and there's no protection for the goalkeeper. And it's just out of our camera angle there, but it's a good try there, guys. And we're back to live action here. 6:30 on the game clock. Pioneers scoring over 20 points in consecutive nights on the lacrosse field as they beat another conference foe, Bedford, 21-5 yesterday. And that was on a cold and rainy grass field. So you know that playing on their home turf, and I do mean turf, is a lot easier. Pioneer again setting up some offensive plays. There's another one-timer off of Jones. He's got a fast stick, I tell you that. I mean, once that ball hits his cross, he's unleashing a shot. There's Jones again. He's got a howitzer. he just does not have the aim on this shot. I mean, he's sending balls right down Main Street, and these shots aren't deflected. They're just wide. Ayers now on the attack. And these are a lot of the guys, Ayers, as well as Gromley. These are younger players for the Pioneers. There's Gromley right there, number 11. He's a sophomore. That's a sophomore in the net there for the River Rats, who's done an outstanding job. And just like that, I'm going to attribute that one to our guys in the truck, because they were just chiming in how well the netminder for the River Rats has been doing. And that goal, here's the pass, and the wind up and shot down low. And it looked like it just gets in on the wide side of the net of El Hazley. And we'll also have a timeout now. That's the first goal for Nathan Sadler for the Pioneers. The junior attackman. There's Coach Miller, kind of center camera there. He's the one with the cool shades on. Remember, you can check out all of our social media and follow us on Twitter, as well as watch this broadcast, as well as many other broadcasts of the CTN Sports entire library of contests that we've done over this year, right on our YouTube channel. Be sure to like and share that link with other fans of high school sports. And the Pioneers come out with the last 4:14 on the game clock. Pioneers sending out their starters. Pioneers have their starting center on the draw. And Matt Oyer has not scored a goal. So it's kind of interesting that the senior gets back out, takes the draw. And maybe this is a little bit of letting your old guys on the squad make sure they get onto the stat sheet on their senior night. Last time they'll be facing against Huron on this field this year. And again, Goggle behind the net, kind of just eating up clock right now. Pioneers have been very efficient once they've gone on the attack. And now we're just playing keep away around the perimeter. Again, action has slowed down as the Pioneers look to kind of respectfully kind of take down this game clock as we're just under 3 minutes remaining. And now the Pioneers will, all they need to do is put the ball inside the 30, and they gain a new shot clock each time they do. So after scoring 21 goals, looks like the Pioneers are content with just taking the air out of the clock this final 2 minutes in this contest. You know, for the River Rats inside the net, though, Omar Well, Hazley has done an outstanding job since coming in here this fourth period, only allowing one goal to get behind him and into the net. Pioneers now, of course, this is the time of the game as well, not just taking some time off the clock, where a lot of coaches don't want to put their players in any harm's way for future contests, as we're only 2 weeks away from the start of postseason play for this Pioneer squad. Now we're down to 90 seconds remaining in the contest as the Pioneers just play keep away. This is exciting TV. We're seeing how skilled the Pioneers are with their passing prowess. And the Pioneers now with 1 minute remaining. And even the Huron team has been lulled to sleep. The defense is, there's finally some life out of the River Rats. And now we're in the final 30 seconds of this match. Pioneers will walk away with the win, improving their record to 8-3, completing the city championship as they beat up on Skyline last week. And Pioneers again be crowned the champions of men's lacrosse and the A Deuce. And that will do it. So the Pioneers take a 21-1 win as the team comes out and congratulates the netminder, the freshman netminder, #1 in the net for the Pioneers. So we'll take a quick break and we will come back with our CTN Sports Player of the Game right here. And welcome back to Hallway Field. I'm joined now by Gerald Ear Davis, our player of the game. Gerald, my man, you were unleashing some big shots there. You tell me, when you're going to the net, break it down what you're focusing on your shot.
I'm focusing on making sure the ball's in my stick comfortably, and there's a nice shooting lane, and I kind of just aim for the net. Sometimes corners if I'm feeling it, or low, just whatever I think is best depending on the goalie.
Well, I think you were feeling it tonight. You came away with a Hattie. That's a pretty nice thing to come away with on a senior night, right?
Yeah, definitely. I'm pretty pumped about it.
Now you guys complete the season sweep as well as being the city championship, and now you're on to some bigger and better things. Looking forward to postseason.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely excited for postseason. I think this team can take it far, and I think we definitely have a good shot of going far in the playoffs.
Well, congratulations and good luck to you. Well, that will do it for our CTN Sports Game of the Week as the Pioneers come away with a 21-1 win over Huron. I'm going to just say some good thank yous to our cameramen out there. We had Steve Mackey on camera 1, Natalia Tanada, and Rich Musso. And then on replay, we had Phil Booz. And, of course, we can't do anything without super producer Rob Cross. So I'm Kevin Bryant for the entire CTN crew. Good evening.